So with the Colts losing on Sunday night, we're now in complete green zone. Okay? I know a lot of analysts right now are hyping us up, saying that Joe Burrow is going to go on a run. And I believe we will. But let's talk about the situation at hand. Because, as I've said many times, if we don't win our division, which is a good chance we won't, with everything being considered right now, right? The next thing up is 5th, 6th, or 7th seed, right? Playoffs. We get into the big game, you already know. Lamar Jackson, he'll choke in the playoffs. Josh Allen, we'll see. I mean, I think he hasn't had the best playoff record, but we'll see how he does. Patrick Mahomes, obviously one of the best, we already know that. CJ Stroud, young. We'll see how he does in the playoffs. And then you got the Chargers, and then you got one other team than us. That one other team can either be Chargers, Broncos, Bengals, or Colts. Okay, Colts just lost. That's great. So I set this all up correctly to what the scenario would be maybe at the end of the season. So the only games I didn't put in yet was the Chargers, Broncos, Bengals, and Colts. Everyone else has their games in and the record set outside of playing those teams. So what I want to do here is talk about this, okay? Chargers, let's look at the rest of their schedule. They play the Tennessee Titans next, okay? Let's be honest, they're going to probably win that game. Then they play us. We do have to travel to LA, coming off a mini bye week, coming off a bye, or almost getting to a bye week, actually, bye week after this. If we can win this game, which I truly think we will, then the Chargers got to play the Ravens. I think John Harbaugh will beat Jim Harbaugh. Then they got to play the Falcons. I think they can win that game. They got to play the Chiefs. Okay. Buccaneers, who just had a very close game with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll say the Chargers win that game. They have to play the Broncos, which is good because we need the Broncos to lose as well. I think they beat the Patriots and they can beat the Raiders, right? 11-6. Okay. That doesn't look good for us. Now, obviously, we need them to lose one of these games, but right now they're sitting in a pretty good spot. Let's look at the Broncos. They're gonna lose to the Chiefs, okay? I think they'll lose to the Falcons. I'm on that Kirk Cousins bandwagon here. I think they'll beat the Raiders, but coming off a mini bye, Jameis Winston ain't nothing to play with, baby. Give me the Browns. They beat the Colts. We need them to play the Colts. We need them to beat the Colts. Or they can lose and actually vice versa hurt themselves. We beat them. I think Kansas City beats them again in Week 18. 7-10 record. Done. We're a playoff team. That's all we need. But let's put more scenarios in here. Colts. Thankfully, they lost to the beautiful Vikings, which works out very well. They play the Bills next. They're going to lose to the Bills. Then they play the Jets. I'm actually going to go with the Jets. They play the Lions. Who made their schedule and who did they hurt so badly? Because clearly they hurt somebody because they're just getting dogged on here. I think they beat the Titans. I think they beat the Giants. I think they beat the Jags. 7-10. That means, really, no matter what, if those scenarios happen, which I don't think are unrealistic, we're a playoff team. And we have to try not to be. Okay? So, we're 7 and we have to go better than 7-10. That's what we have to do. In order to make the playoffs here, we would have to go better than 7-10. So, let's go to the games I think we could easily win. Titans game, Cowboys game. Freaking Cowboys look awful right now. I think we can win those 2 games. That gives us 8 wins. Oh, because of the other games. Okay, hold up. I also put other games. I think we can beat the Broncos. I think we can win these 2 games. And I think we can beat the Chargers. If we do that, we're 8 wins. We're a playoff team. Case closed. Good story. Have fun. Great day, right? even if we do lose, in hypothetically speaking, we lose to the Steelers once, we beat the Steelers once, we split the thing there, we beat the Brownies again. All it comes down now is this game right here, which if we lose, we're 10-7, we're still a playoff team, we're 7 seed, okay? And let me just make sure everyone else is set up correctly here. Yes, that's all set up correctly. So everyone is now set. All the records are set to 18 games, 17 games with the bye week. So, yeah, we're a playoff team. Now, if we beat the Ravens, that's why this game is so freaking important, is if we beat the Ravens, things start to shape out a little bit more, right? And we go on a tear, let alone let us win, as I show you here, like if we win against the Ravens, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game winning streak. And even win that game 12-5. That's easier said than done, okay? I'm trying to be more realistic here. Even if we beat the Ravens, that would give us such a huge advantage moving forward. But even if we lose that game, there's still a lot of scenarios that we make our way to the playoffs. There's still a lot. Because all that matters is this team, and us. And as long as we finish better than the Colts, we're fine. As long as we finish better than one of 3 teams, we have to have a better record than the Chargers, Broncos, or Colts. This is why this schedule is so easy, and this is why I know a lot of people say, like, oh, well, our season's done. It's not done. It really isn't. But, I mean, if the Broncos go on a losing streak, oh, lordy, that's gonna be a mess for them, because it's very possible. They could also go on a losing streak, which could destroy them. Okay, well, actually, now looking at it, there's really, I mean, the only game I have them winning, Colts game, but even then, I mean, that helps us out still, because that puts them at 6-11, and that puts us above them. So it's like, this game, even though it's technically could give the Broncos another win, they'll still be out of the playoffs, or even more out of the playoffs, and it even more puts us in. Like the Raiders could give them crap. And if the Raiders beat them, I know they don't usually beat them, that would actually give us a humongous W. So, again, there's scenarios where they could actually, beat the Brownies, and then they'd be at 8-9. I mean, they could lose to the Colts, and then they'd be 7-10. So, again, there's different scenarios, but the path to the playoffs right now and get Joe Burrow in that playoff picture, it goes through these 4 teams. There's 3 spots available in 4 teams. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I love what the Colts are doing right now with Benton Anthony Richardson going Joe Flacco, but now Joe Flacco sucked. So now they're going back to Anthony Richardson, and they're all over the place. They don't know what they're doing. I love the dysfunctionalness there. The Broncos fans now are like upset, saying that Bo Nix needs more weapons, and they feel like their team is now falling apart after the Ravens loss. They think they're frauds, so they're dysfunctional. Chargers are in a good spot, and that's why I think they will be the 5th or 6th seed in the end here. And the Steelers are also in a good spot, right? But for right now, that's the definition moving forward. So if we go on a run and we win all these games, right? It don't matter. It ain't nothing but a thing. We're 12-5. And then we're worried about more things. Like the 17-0 Chiefs. Yeah. So, moving forward, we'll be fine. Gotta keep things going in a straight manner.